If you would like to know how to make this naan homemade with only 2 ingredients, I advise you to stay tuned. You all, this was so good. Look at this. It's yummy. So once again, if you are interested in making homemade naan, 2 ingredients, make sure you stay tuned. This is butter that I put on 1 piece. Of course, that's always optional. In the meantime and in between time, stay tuned. And if you make it, comment down below and tell me how you liked it. Okay, so we're going to take 1 cup of flour. If you have self-rising flour, that's great too. If you don't, use about a tablespoon of baking powder, okay? Once again, self-rising. If not, 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Salt is optional, okay? And then you're just gonna stir it, all right? That's why I said 2 ingredients, guys. Okay, so now we also have some Greek yogurt, all right? And I used about 3/4 of a 5.3 ounce, which is the small one. Okay, we also have our olive oil. And you're just going to make sure, that your grease is, hot enough to make it in. Olive oil is a good option. It's a little more healthier, all right? So once again, about 3/4. So that whole thing of 5.3 ounce yogurt, just about 3/4 of that, okay? And you could start off with half, okay? If you see that when you are working your flour in your hand and it's not enough, then you're going to add it. But as I'm working it in, I'm realizing that it's just about enough, and you're going to do it to where your dough is not sticking to your hand. So make sure you work your dough in completely. You see how it's sticking to my hand? It's still sticky. Okay, so then I added just a little more. That's why I started out with half, and then I ended up using about 3/4. That's why I said 3/4. And then that's when you're going to realize, once again, that see how it's working in there? I'm working it in there, and I'm creating that ball. My hands are working, and I have someone in the background. I do apologize for that. So that's why I got really, really, really close with the camera. So hopefully it's not making you dizzy. But you see how I'm working that? We have that ball there. And then there's still a little flour at the bottom. If you don't get that, that's okay. But I mean, try to get it if you can. All right. Now I want to let you all know this is my first time making this, and it was so good, guys. It turned out very, very nice. And if I think of the lady that I seen that made it, I definitely want to give her the credit, because 2 ingredient naan, you just can't beat it. And I say 2 ingredients because it's flour, which is self-rising, and Greek yogurt. But if you don't have if you don't have the self-rising flour, then baking powder. So that makes 3. If you put salt, that's 4 ingredients. Always keep some flour to the side, so you can always, always, always put it on there. And then see how it's not sticking to my hand? I have that ball right there. Perfect, right? And then we just put it in a little bit of flour. Okay, got a little close to. Hopefully it's not making you all too dizzy. I have someone in the background. All right, and that dough is perfect. That is exactly how you want it. Go ahead and rinse your hands off, of course. And then we're gonna cut this in 4s. Once we cut it in 4, and if you're making it for, more than one person, just double the recipe. This made 4 pieces. I ate 2, and then my daughter ate the other 2. You can work this in just like this with your hands, and I'll show you another way as well. So you could just, once again, slowly or quickly work it in with your hands. Don't make it too thick, okay? Also, don't make it too thin. If you make it too thin, it's going to be like a chip, and if you make it too thick, then the inside is not going to be done. If you happen to get a little hole in your batter, that's okay too. You just, fold it over just a bit, and then, just work it in a little more. And like I said, this is just, and you see I keep turning my grease down because I realize it's just too hot, all right? So you see that little hole, and then I just put some more dough over it, or folded it just a bit, and then cover up the hole. Easy peasy. When the hole shows, that means it is just a little too thin. Okay, so like I said, don't make it too thin and don't make it too thick. All right, and then I'm also going to show you guys the other way. So this is two that I just worked with my hand, and then you could just do it simply like this, and it's just going to make more of a circle when you do it this way. That's really it. That's the only difference, and it's actually quicker. If I would say, just, you know, make sure you get a little more flour on it, work it with your hand just like that, and then once you do that, you're just going to pick it up and then make it into a circle. Remember guys, and I'm going to say it probably another time, don't make it too thin because it'll be like a chip, and don't make it too thick because the inside won't be done. Okay, so then now that we have our oil and it's warm, we're going to go ahead and place it in there. Now I did not use a lot of oil. I encourage you to use a smaller pan if you want to get, you know, to make the oil just enough where it fits in there. But like I said, I did not want a lot of oil. Okay, so you guys are going to see that little hole that popped up. I'm sorry, the little air bubble that popped up. I just pushed it down. You really don't have to do that. You can leave it just like that with the air bubbles in it. And I am left-handed, and I'm using my right hand because I'm holding the camera with the other hand. So if you see me fiddling and, you know, seems like I don't know what I'm doing, I do. Once again, I'm just left-handed. But look at this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful naan, okay? Naan or Naan, however you want to say it, but it's naan. I think that's really how they say it, but I do like, you know, they sell it at the Indian restaurants and it's really good. But y'all, this is better than theirs because this is just fresh, okay? And then I added another piece. And as this is cooking, we are going to continue to let it cook, and then we're going to turn it. I'm just going to play music just for a moment, guys. Look at that. Looks so, so, so good. So this is optional, which is garlic powder. Add it after, not during, because if it gets in the grease, it's definitely going to burn it. Just wanted to tell you guys that. And let's have a bite on camera. Matter of fact, I had more than one bite on camera. You all, this is so good. I encourage you to make it. Remember, the other things are just optional, but your yogurt and your self-rising flour, if you don't have self-rising flour, baking powder, look at how breaded that is. Oh my goodness. And if you have it set for a while, throw it in the microwave a little later. It's delicious. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to comment below and tell me if you made it. Bye.